to the sky from the bottom, living out the dreams that have all came true. Now I'm trying to reach to the stars from the heavens, never giving up like they thought I'd do. Still I'm trying to reach to the sky from the bottom, living out the dreams that have all came true. Now I'm trying to reach to the stars from the heavens, never giving up like they thought I'd do. This is all I know, all I know, all I know, all I know. This is all I know, all I know, all I know, all I know. This is all I know, all I know, all I know, all I know. This is all I know.
Opportunity that Senna's looking for, and he's going through. Ouch! Oh my goodness, this is fantastic.
Fernando is faster than you.
Now to the exchange.
I never raced with less power in my life.
Yeah. Hill goes by. Oh, out goes Schumacher.
GP2 engine. GP2. Ah!
Oh, this is sensational.
Hello there everybody and welcome to round 4 of the CRS Formula 1 2009 Championship. Today you are being commentated by me, Michael and Joseph McKenna. And really we're just going to be doing a bit of general overview of the race, qualifying, and what happens, what goes on. Currently we're spectating Rio Suck, who's not on the greatest lap at the moment, but just to keep you filled in, as we've got about 5 minutes till the qualifying actually starts, Joseph McKenna's going to tell you a couple facts about the track.
Okay, so the Bahrain Grand Prix is the first F1 race to be held in the Middle East, and it joined the calendar in like 2004, so it's been quite a while, and it's been hosted pretty consistently since then. It was a mediumly built track. It was built pretty quickly. It cost only $150 million. But of course it's a Herman Tilke track, getting that pronunciation right. But it's really, but it's going to be a more importantly, for this race, it's going to be a big race between Ferrari and Toyota, as they scored pretty equally. Well, they scored exactly the same last round, and Toyota really are right on the heels of Ferrari now, and they've got two good drivers. But Ferrari being one man down, and I think the same with Toyota.
I believe Blank is on the server. He's still having connection issues, as he did last round as well. However, he's been posting some pretty solid times in the practice session of what he has been able to do. There are more than 12 people, it's just not everyone's registered up on the server yet, so we'll shortly see how things go. But we've got about another 2 and a bit minutes until we get on to the actual qualifying session itself. As we're on board with Sol here, is a new addition to the league for this round. He's looking pretty good on pace. He's currently P5, and I'm sure he'll be able to find a bit more time if he can think about it. He's found 4 temps in the first corner, having to take things a little bit cautiously because of the BMW on the outside there, but Sol's definitely going to be somebody to look out for during this Grand Prix.
I mean, really, this Grand Prix, from looking at practice, although this can really change during the race and qualifying, it's going to be a pretty big lead from K2 and K2. But really, most of the middle pack is what we're going to be watching, as they're really close together in times, and it's just within like 0.4, at least 3 of them within 0.4 seconds of each other. And as we know from the previous races, it's going to be something to, well, it's going to be, who knows, it can be real mayhem at the start, or it can be perfectly clean, and we're just going to have to see how the race starts and how it carries on. With see who's racing who, really.
Exactly, it's turn 1's a very sharp corner which you can go too wide into, but it's going to be very difficult for everyone to feed their way through into that second little corner. It's going to be an interesting start for the first couple corners, see how everyone can get through cleanly, but we've got about a minute and a tad left. But Sol seems to have been on a pretty good lap here. Apparently he's 7 temps up on his best, and that actually takes him up to P4. So it'll be good to see what Sol can do throughout the remainder, well, when qualifying comes on. But he's definitely going to be somebody to look out for in this race. We'll just have to see what people do strategy-wise.
Just having a look here at the Appleseed, he's got a big improvement over the last race. Shanghai. He placed, can't quite remember, he's certainly improved on times. It looks like he's put in a whole lot more practice than some of the other drivers today.
He hasn't. I know he's been on the server. He was definitely on the server quite a lot early in the week. He was on the first day, I think he actually set his laps. So he's been putting a lot of effort in recently, and good on him, really. He's only 2 seconds off the pole time. And we all know that qualifying, sometimes it can mean a lot, sometimes it can't, as we have found out. As we've got about 10 seconds here until we're going to be switching over to the qualifying session. And then we shall see what drivers can do then. So, I didn't have chat selected. There we go. Next session. So qualifying is up. 25 minutes we have. I can't remember what button it is to change car. I think it's control 1.
Control 1 and 3.
Yeah, it's not working for me for some reason. So we're going to have to go back into this view. We'll have a look at Adam Appleseed, who's second out on track. I'm not sure who's out first. It seems to be...
Mackin's out in first.
Mackin's out first in the Toro Rosso. So we shall see how Mackin copes on his out laps. He's closely followed by one of the BMW Saubers. Nobody's currently in the stream chat. We do only have 4 concurrent viewers.
Quite close between Sol and the, I think 2 BMWs, not entirely sure. All through the first corner. They could be holding themselves up during qualifying if they stay this close to each other.
They could indeed. We can see that Mackin's taking it rather easy on his out lap, and Adam's actually pushing up on him quite a lot. So we will get on board with Adam, see if he backs off. Just to give each other a bit of space, as Mackin actually running out wide and Adam's spam round. Sol's out on, he's actually not too far behind. Of course, Sol and K-Man are going to be teammates now, after Fapster moved from Force India to Toyota after my personal departure. from the league. I've messed up practice log, but it's not that particularly that it matters. Hopefully we'll be seeing some guys come around now, and maybe I will be able to, I'm not sure why control 1 and 3 isn't working, but hopefully we'll get some people pop up on the tower. If not, that's unfortunate. Don't think
I think you left your numlock on.
Pardon?
Your numlock may be off.
My numlock is off.
Turn it on.
It is indeed. There we go. Look at that. Lovely. Right. Let's have a look at K2. He's coming into the last corner now. Probably onto his outlap. Not onto his outlap, sorry. Onto his flying lap. Blank's having troubles with the internet, so let's get rid of the chat before we get demonetized, even though it's not monetized anyway. So here we go then. Here comes K2 down into the first corner. Getting it stopped pretty nicely. Cautiously on the power, short shifting it. With a fairly clean first couple corners. We'll have to see what times people can push in quali. See if they can get any close to the times that they were setting in practice.
Yeah, who's going to be the first one to cross the line?
I think it will be Mackin. Yeah. So we could get on board with Mackin, wherever he is. There's Mackin. He is quite closely followed by Adam Appleseed. He's going to run a tad deep.
Just ran turn 13.
So he is coming down the back straight now. 21 minutes left of the session, so still plenty of time to set a good lap. Let's see what Mackin can do. He is
first lap.
Quite closely followed by Adam in the BMW. But Mackin's going to go provisional pole first round for... Oh no, it's Sol's gone provisional pole apparently. Not sure where Sol is. Okay, Mackin's and Adam Appleseed's lap must have been invalid. But Eric Durace is 1.7 seconds off of Sol, with a very solid lap from Sol.
Oh, that was a spin from someone there. That was
it was Adam, I believe, in the BMW.
Yeah. Whether that have any impact on the on Jaden, I guess it won't, as Jaden spins into turn 4.
There's K2, so the 129.0. Pretty solid lap there from K2. He's of course who we were spectating
really
earlier.
These Ferraris really are unbelievably fast, and they have been doing this throughout pretty much the whole season so far.
But
at least one of them securing the podium every single time.
That's true. So yeah, there hasn't been a race where a Ferrari hasn't been on the podium. No Fridge actually is in third position now. 1.9 seconds off of the pole time. And of course, No Fridge is on a controller, and he's found half a second this time around. So if we keep on board with him, maybe we will see if he can actually go quicker than Sol, who's currently in second, 1.4 seconds off the pole time. He's being followed by Kitu in the Renault. Kitu, of course, did used to stream these races. However, me and him have somewhat swapped positions. Sorry about the thing coming up at the side. Usually if you do it quick enough, it will go away, but that's not the case this time round. As Sol goes quicker, he's now only 3/10 off the pole time, so a very solid lap there from him. As No Fridge found about 1 second.
Well, setting the fast lap time. Still not enough to go up into third, but we'll have to see when everyone else actually sets the lap time to where he'll be.
That is true. Let's see what No Fridge can do. Getting back onto an onboard. He's about a second up on his personal time at the moment. It's K2's found another half a second. Good little solid lap there from him. As No Fridge got a lot of front end wash coming into the second to last corner, but he's still got a second, which should put him or keep him P3, but he's going to be closer. Oh, as he almost loses the rear. He's lost it. Oh, and Kitty runs into him. Sorry,
Kitty as well. Luckily, Kitty was on an out lap, so it wasn't a proper timed lap from him.
That's true.
Shame from both of them.
Rio takes pole. Rio takes pole. He goes 1/100th of a second quicker than K2.
And that's an unbelievable surprise from the Red Bull, as we haven't really seen much of them in the previous races.
Rio has been struggling with the cars a little bit this time round. He was pretty solid in 88, but he's had some issues, but he's obviously adapting to the cars now. As K-Man goes into P6 with a 132.2, That should put him around the mid-pack, I believe, that time, but we'll have to see if people were sandbagging in the practice. Currently, nobody's active in the stream chat. Maybe that's just because YouTube's bugs. I'm not 100% sure. I will refresh the page. But we don't currently have anybody active in the chat. It's a little bit unfortunate to see. As Gerace, did he improve? I think he did. As Blank takes pole.
Oh, Blank.
Oh, dearie me. Blank goes pole by a long way. Yeah. That's going to be pretty demoralising to the other drivers. Sol's quite close to the back of Adam Appleseed as Jaden goes off at the last corner. But we'll see if Sol can improve. Of course, I believe he was 1.5 seconds off in practice. He's running a lot less aero than Adam, as you can see how much he's pulling him in.
His final corner he's just coming up on as someone goes backwards. No, I think that's Kitu, well, sorry, Blank, having a bit of problems there. But Fapster setting a faster lap time than previous, just in second.
He's gonna spice up, I reckon, at the end of qualifying. We'll see what happens. Whereabouts can I find somebody else? Kitu's on an out lap. Alex Cochrane's found half a second, so let's see where that puts him on the leaderboard. It's gonna be P6 with a 130 flat, which ain't too shabby. Once again, it's a pretty good mid-pack time, so we'll see what he can do there. K-Man improves to a 130.987. So he could get on.
Appleseed stopped on the track.
Has he?
He stopped between turn 3 and 4, right in the middle, or just to the start of turn 4, really. He stops on the track slightly off, not on the racing line, but I don't know what's happening there.
In short, I believe he had an incident with Sol in the first corner, so I believe they were just addressing it from what I can gather. So let's have a flick through, see if we can find anybody else. No Fridge has found 5 temps in the first corner. 7 temps now, so No Fridge is on a pretty solid time, of course. 2.9 seconds off the pole at the moment. See what he can do as he's coming up to the back of the Sauber, who's really off-put him. A little bit unfortunate there. Everybody else seems to be on an outlap. It's going to be interesting as the field's getting to that point now. I know I don't need to keep flicking spanner, but we're just trying to find people who are on quick laps is all.
Jaden setting the lap time 12 seconds faster, apparently. Well, that's uncounted time. So that puts him in 5th, just behind K2.
Yes, he does go 5th indeed, with 1 second off the pole. He's a bit off Fapster. I'm not sure if the... People are having to get at me because I posted this in Jaden's server, so I was just saying, well, Jaden races in it.
K2 is 3 turns round, well, it gets to turn 30, just leaving the second sector.
This should put him up to P3 if he can get a decent run, which he has.
That's 4 tenths up, all on the last corner.
This could be close to P2, so it's all on the last corner, what he can do. Bit of lag on my end. He could have probably got up. Slower. It's going to be P3, I believe. It is about half a second off the pole time, which is not terrible. Let's have a look round. Is Fapster on a quick lap? No, he's on an out lap. Sol's on a quick lap though. He's found another half second. And if he can get this lap in, it could get him up to around 5th, 4th position if he can keep it all together.
Both Sol and Adam Appleseed directly in front of him are both 4 tenths up, so we'll have to see if they end up getting in the way of each other.
That's the thing.
And if Adam Appleseed feels any pressure, as he does a small slide there coming out turn 11, that's going to put him a little bit down.
As Alex Cochrane goes quicker, I believe. He's now only 2 seconds off the pole time. And this is it now. Sol may be able to use Adam to an advantage here. Get that slipstream. You can see how much he's pulling him in a straight line. Adam's going to be quite early on the brakes. He might be able to get you back on the exit though.
Adam's still setting a faster lap time than previous, but that's going to be a bit of a slowdown from Sol.
Sol goes up to P5 though.
It's good from him. Adam Appleseed in 10th, but his teammate by 0.1 of a second. Oh,
is he going to hit into Sol? He is going to hit into Sol. That's going to be something to look out for, as that's the second time they've crashed this time. As Eric Jurajski is up into 8th position, so a pretty solid lap there from him. Couple drivers he still haven't set laps yet. From what I can see, it's Mackin, A couple others. Don't know who I'll be able to tell
K2
you
second
shortly.
fast lap time, that's up into second. Ferrari's on 1-2 now.
Ferrari's 1-2 again, which is not what the audience wants to see, but it's good for them, I suppose. So Jaden's coming on to an out, just coming off his outlap now, I should say. So let's see what he can do on his flying lap.
Jaden's setting. Oh yeah, that's Jaden starting on the flying lap.
Down into T1, going to run things nice and deep. He's found 3 temps there.
Here comes Kitty with his first lap time.
Perhaps he's going to get out of his way.
Oh,
not
no, I
gonna
guess
use
it
him to an
wasn't.
advantage. I've clicked the wrong button and I'm no longer in the voice chat, so let's get back there. My bad, I pressed the wrong button. As Jaden's run it way too deep into the corner, and that's going to be him off of his flying lap. Could have a look at Alex, he's actually found a temp. It's not going to get him up to P6 with that amount of time gained, however it will give him a better advantage over Eric, who's only 4 temps off him at this point. Quite a lot of front end wash on his car. So it seems that some people like Blank have got their car sort of really dialed in, where it's quick in a straight line and quick in the corners, and other people have got them so they're really quick in a straight line, slow in the corners, but Blank somehow found a balance, as Alex actually found half a second this time round. He is currently being a reserve driver as he lost his drive last round, but he's straight back in as a reserve, and I've basically said, like, if you can turn up next week then you get your drive back. And his qualifying performance is leaning towards him getting his drive back at this stage. So currently out on track, we've got Blank, K2, Fapster, Jaden, Alex who are on board with now, Eric Gerace, No Fridge, K-Man and Adam Appleseed as he gets it mounted up onto the curb, managing to keep it in a straight line though, which is what you want. Not locking up into the last corner, not as quick as he was last time, about a 10th loss there, but it's going to put him closer to 6th position, which is where he wants to be. 1.3 seconds off of pole. As K-Man seems to have gone onto a little bit of an adventure. Mackin finally puts in his pole time, which puts him P13. So 2 tenths off the back of Adam. Not too much time that he's got to find there, but just enough that's achievable.
No Fridge looking like he can gain a bit of time, although that's his outlap.
Oh, he's on his outlap. Oh, you say that, he's just running on.
Alex, he's out onto the gravel, turn 7 as he waits for the car to pass him to get back on. Oh no, he's turned back to pits.
10 minutes left of qualifying now. It's hard to believe that 10 minutes have already flown by. Well, 15 really. As everyone par 1 driver I believe has set a lap. Not sure who it is, I'll try find out for you.
Jaden, so far 1 second up on his best time.
Ooh.
This is going to put him straight into first at the moment, 1.4 seconds up.
So this could be the time that changes it all. If Jaden can keep this together, hopefully he's not watching the stream and feeling the pressure, but he's 1.7 seconds up now. And this time will put him almost a second clear. If he can keep it together of Blank, and Blank's not going to be happy about that. Is Blank going to be sabotaging his lap? No, he's not. But if Jaden can keep this lap together, Blank and K2 are going to be in for a real shock. You can see how cautious he was taking it in the last corner. He knows he's just got to get round.
Still got enough.
It's going to be pole for Jaden by half a second. What a lap. The Ferrari drivers are not going to be happy with that at all. And neither's Fapster, I'll be honest. Fapster's going to be wanting Jaden's tune. What a lap there from Jaden. Let's see what Blank can do in return. He's found a 10th in the first lap as K2 goes up into second with a 27.8. So he's only 3 tenths, well 8 tenths off now. Blank running it a little bit too deep. But can Blank get closer to K2 and Jaden now? We'll find out. He's really pushing it through the corners. You can see how much he's trying.
Looking a little bit further up, No Fridge is 1.2 seconds up.
Not sure who you're referring to there, Spanner.
Sorry, No Fridge.
Oh, No Fridge. Is he?
Oh,
Where's
No Fridge is 1.4 seconds up as he comes onto the final corner.
Good little lap here from No Fridge. P9.
Up into 9th.
Yeah, it should put him P9 if he can keep it all together, which he has. So that'll put the BMW driver Eric Gerace down to 10th. So that's a good little position swap there from him. Not too much time he's got to find either to the next driver down, just 2 tenths. Let's get back on board with Blank, who's found 3 tenths this time round. Coming into the last corner.
It still won't be enough to claim first, but it looks like it's going to be enough to claim second.
It
back
is
from
indeed.
P2.
It's going to be
Yes,
185 off of pole time as he jumps straight back to pits. Let's see what Rio's on. Haven't looked at him too much this session. Seems to have got
Just
a bit of a
small
crappy
slide.
exit.
Yeah, just out of turn 8, and not a good turn into turn 10.
As he's
And
off
he's
wide, that's probably his lap invalidated. Fapster's 4 tenths down coming into T3, so he's obviously had a bit of a moment somewhere. Kitty's 2 tenths up. Here comes the Kit Tits. Can he get an up to 4th? Not with that last corner, it can't. Unfortunate there from Kitty. And he's just going to go back to pit straight out on another lap. Alex is almost round his lap, and he's found about a 10th. So let's see if he can improve his time. Kitty's next up in 7th position. But we'll surely see how he can do.
As he comes up to the final turn. It looks like he's lost a bit. No, he has got it
He'll
back.
gain it back on the exit. It's not going to be enough to get him up to 7th, but it will put him away further from No Fridge. And we've seen how much No Fridge is improving in this session. Cayman's found a bit of time. No, he hasn't. He's lost it all, unfortunately.
Lots of traffic right now out on the track, with only 3 cars being in the pits.
That's true, and those 3
And
cars
saying
are...
that, that's only 2 cars now in the pits. Both McLarens.
So, Rio and No Fridge. Who's in the other McLaren then?
Randy.
Oh, Randy hasn't even set in a lap yet. That's who I'm missing off my timing board. So Randy will be qualifying P14 by the looks of things. However, I do have 15 people on my sign-up, so I'm not sure who I'm missing. Randy... And I believe everybody else has set a lap, so I'm not 100% sure on who we're missing. As everybody I've got signed seems to be here, unless I've listed Fapster twice. That's why.
Lovely.
Lovely. So it's going to be 14 people today, same as it has been for the past 2 rounds. K2 is coming into the 3rd corner now. He's just down on his time. 5 minutes left of the session then.
There's not going to be much left. It's just enough time to tune your car, get back out maybe for 2 laps.
Yeah.
Really 1 flying lap, 2 flying laps if your tyres can last it.
You want to
I
be...
have a funny feeling both Toyota and the Ferraris are running special setups which do get them the speed, but they're definitely not going to be using them in the race.
It's going to be another one of those races where strategy is going to be the strategy is just going to play it all. As we saw in Sepang, we had some people running 1 stop, some people running 2 stops, and it seemed to work out pretty equally. And this track, in some ways, it's quite equal to Sepang, because we've got quite a lot of tight cars up in the first section. Seems to be 3 or 4 cars there, 4 cars coming into T3, so not sure what's going on there. As K2's lost a bit of time on his lap now, 4 minutes left of the session. As Kitty loses out the last corner, he's straight back to pit, straight back out. Soul's ran it out wide. Fapster's had to dodge a BMW, not sure which one it was, but that's really put him out of a time there.
Jaden into the barrier. Not quite sure where that is. Couldn't quite spot it. It's out onto the gravel. It was a very fast crash. That leads me to believe it's probably turn 6 or 7.
One of those 2 most likely. As Mackin's Fowley have found 2 tenths on his time. He's currently down in P13, which is not last. There's one driver who's yet to actually go out and set a lap. Maybe he's saving it for the end. I'm not 100% sure, but that's Randy in the McLaren. Teammates No Fridge, who's currently qualified 9th in the pits. Of course, No Fridge being on control is not going to have the same... Oh, as Mackin almost loses it as he's round Unfortunate there for Mackin. Let's have a look at Fapster. He's not the man on the move at the moment on his outlap. This is the time where you really want to be coming out with 3 laps of fuel and putting in the last laps you can. But we'll have to see who's done that, as one of the Ferraris is around. It seems to have been Blank. K-Man's found 3 tenths in the first corner. Let's sit on board with K-Man, see what he can do. He's now half a second up coming into turn 3. I seem to have lost my co-commentator, but we'll surely get a good enough thrill from K-Man as he's lost a bit of time. Perhaps he's just trying to get the lap in. But he has still got a 10th. Well, he did have a 10th, but he's got a pretty sloppy exit. He lost half a second through the S section now, which is a bit unfortunate for him. He's really got a lot of understeer on that car. 2.5 minutes now left of the session. K2's down on his time. Alex is also down on his time. Eric's on an outlap. Appleseed, though, he has found time. Appleseed's going to have found a lot of time, about half a second in one corner. It's
not going to be enough to take 10th, but it's still 11th for him. It's putting him further away from K-Man. It's just proving if he can keep that consistency with that lap time, he's going to be high up in the results after this race.
That's very true. He's only a 10th off of his teammate now as we get back on board with K-Man, who ended up losing half a second overall that time round. But this is probably where we're going to see the fastest laps posted. Jaden's not going to get a fast lap following somebody else who's not on the same pace as him, so he's going to have to either get past or back off a little bit. K2's on an outlap, and so is Blank. K2's just coming into the last corner now. Let's see what he can do. As he rounds it down the home straight he goes. Really, he's going to have 2 laps. Hopefully he's fueled up for it. He's got 7 seconds notice.
From now, anyone still in the pits is not going to be able to set a flying lap.
So that's Fapster, Soul, No Fridge and Appleseed. As K2 gets a very sloppy couple corners there, and that's going to put him down 2.5 seconds. So I believe Blank's about to come onto his flying lap. Yes, he is. Let's see what Blank can do. Of course, he's only really got to find 2 temps in this lap, but those 2 temps could be the hardest 2 temps that he's ever going to be able to find.
K-Man again messing up on turn 10. That's going to be end of qualifying for him. Now it's all just on people. Final laps really for everyone.
Blank's actually found a 10th in that first section, so we'll soon see what happens. Down into T3, still going to have a 10th. At this point, he will take the pole time. It's just about keeping that lap together. He's actually found a lot of time. He's about 3 tenths up now. All Blank's got to do is bring it home. He's got 3.5 tenths. Blank was sandbagging, boys. Blank's been sandbagging as usual. Let's see what he can do then. He's found 4 tenths over that time. This will put him on pole by about 3 tenths. Of course, only 20 seconds left of the session now. Jaden's obviously bottled his lap as he's back in the pits. Blank's found half a second on his time. This is just what Blank does. He sandbags the whole session, comes in last minute and goes quicker than anybody else, which the other drivers are not particularly too fond of, but that's just the HFS way.
Okay, that's the checkered flag. This is the final lap for anyone on their laps who isn't already in the pit. That's only a few of them left. Blank on the final corner.
Blank's going to get pole. Blank is going to get pole. Pole time for Blank then.
Kittu, like half a second up.
Kittu's half a second up. This could get him up to P5. It does. P5 for Kittu. Solid performance from him there. K2's off, unfortunately. Rio's on a lap. And he's found about a 10th. Alex is about half a second down, so it's going to be Rio who's going to be really the last car to maybe be able to improve. Coming into the last... it's going to be really close. Whereabouts is he?
12 for Rio.
He's got to find 2 tenths in 2 corners if he wants to get that position back on Kittu. He's gone and done it.
Say, will he keep it though?
He's got 1 corner and he's got to get it perfect. That looked pretty good to me. It's going to be P5 for Rio if he can keep it all together in a straight line.
That's just by 0.03 of a second for Rio.
What a lap there from Rio. And Alex was... That's it for qualifying. So then, our pole sitter is blank by 1/10 of a second in the Ferrari, closely followed by Jaden. Then K2 in the sister Ferrari, 4/10 down. Fapster in the other Toyota, 9/10 down. Closely followed about 2/10 behind by Rio. Kitu fortunately got pipped there for 5th position. He's down in 6th now. 7th is Sol in his first ever round of 2009, so a very good performance from him. Returning to 2009 is Alex Cochrane in the Williams, who's 2 seconds off the pole. No Fridge 2.2. Eric being the first of the BMWs, 2.8 seconds off. Then Adam, his teammate, 2.9. K-Man in the other Force India, 3.6 seconds off. And Mackin in the Toro Rosso, 3.9. Randy was unable to set a lap, so does that mean that we kick him? I think it does.
I don't know whether he'll be racing or not. Since last time he did race, he achieved about 1, maybe 2 laps and then pulled off.
Well, we'll see what he does this time. Let's get back to pits, because that would be ideal.
I will have to wait until the race starts again, unfortunately.
No worries, that'll be fine. Let's get on board with Kitu, who's going to be starting P6. We should get a pretty solid start from him. He's already on the start, so let's see what he can do. We could get rid of the performance delta at this point, because we don't particularly need that. All we need is the track map and the ACTV. 22 seconds to the race start, Len. Lights are on. Gotta wait for the 6 lights until they go out. CRS Formula 1 2009 round 4 is go. A little bit of a slow reactions from Kitu, but everyone's gonna look pretty clean. Oh, there's been a crash. One of the McLarens has been round. As we come down into the first corner, everyone's looking pretty clean. Bit of contact between Toyota and Ferraris. One of the Red Bulls is very slow. Everyone's looking pretty clean though. Let's get on board with someone. They're going 3 wide into the T3. Cochrane was on the middle.
Right down into 11th.
Blank's all the way down in 12th position now. Not sure what happened to him. Let's get back to the front. Alex Cochrane's gone from, what, 8th position to 3rd? Very solid there from him.
Massive jump from him.
Kitty's up to 4th. Jaden's right behind in 5th. Rio's touching almost his rear diffuser in 6th. No Fridge is going to get the run on Rio. Let's see what he can do round the outside.
Small slip up there. It's very almost 3 wide at the back in 8th place. Oh, and that's one of the BMWs going wide onto the gravel. That's blank, and one of the Force Indias passed.
No Fridge is going to look down the inside of Rio into whatever corner this is. Not going to be able to get it done, but Rio's going to run wide. They're still going to be side by side, so let's see what they can do.
2 wide through turn, he can do through turn 13.
So we see blank there. Rio's run out wide, and that's going to be P6 for No Fridge.
And the McLaren through. Let's see if Mackin can get the place, lock up the tyres. No Fridge going a bit wide there.
And that's actually allowed.
Probably going to be looking to get the time back up now. He's got
so they're going to go 3 wide down into T1.
That's
maybe not.
2 wide.
They are going to go 3 wide. Here we go then. Is it going to be absolute carnage as we see Mackin on the outside? They make contact. They make contact again. The Red Bull on the inside. They interlock wheels. And Blank's going to run into the back of Mackin there. Bit of impatience from Mackin, and that's going to allow the Force India of Sol to go around the outside of Blank. Now, is Blank going to try challenge back? Yes, he is.
Mackin there, absolutely taking out No Fridge.
Mackin's taken out No Fridge. Turn 4, unfortunate to see that. That inherits everybody at upper position from 6th place. As Blank's now right behind Rio. He's going to go for an absolutely lethal dive. I wouldn't take that rear. I'd chuck it down the inside on the next corner if you can. As that was a proper dirty move from Blank, showing real impatience. He's not going to do it though. Blank's going to lock up. Rio's going to be able to get on the inside, but he don't think he's going to have the drive to do it. Things looking pretty spaced out on the front. As Sol's actually very close to the back of Rio. He's challenging for the outside.
Randy and No Fridge, really unfortunate really there from No Fridge being taken out by a car. It just looked like he just couldn't hit the brakes in time, just went careering into the side of him. No Fridge has got a lot of time to catch up, and it's going to be difficult, especially as he's from the racing on a controller. Sol though.
Sol goes up the P7.
Taking it from Rio.
But Rio's going to try to chuck it back down the inside into the last corner. He's going to get it done. A little bit of a lock-up, bit of a squirm. Now here comes Sol in the Force India. He's going to be able to get it back. The man on the move at the moment, those blanks, setting a much quicker time than everybody else in a 32.9. Of course, we're nowhere near seeing what strategy does. So they're not going to be side by side, but Rio's going to chuck it back down the inside. No, he's not.
Loss of control. And that's going to put him in danger from a K-Man from right behind him.
K-Man is now right behind Rio, and so is the BMW of Adam Appleseed. Let's see if Adam can keep up with them two. So come down into
Jaden
T3.
at the front, slowly catching Alex.
He is indeed, but the man on the move is blank. He's already right behind Kitu. He's pulled 3 seconds on Sol in 1 lap. So very solid driving there from Blank. We'll just see what the midfield pack can do here then. Everyone's running a little bit deep into that corner, just following each other's lines. Maybe we should get with Adam Appleseed, K-Man and Rio, probably the closest 3 at the moment. It's definitely going to be Blank and Kitu are going to be 2 to watch in the near future. Of course, we're nowhere near pit stops yet. Don't believe there was really any need for a safety car so far. It's been a pretty clean opening couple laps. So just see how it goes.
The gravel, rejoining at turn 7. It's interesting from him. We'll have to see what he does and if he does actually continue races. Back in, I think it was Sepang, he pulled off pretty early and just watched the race from there.
This Blank is going to go for the overtake on Kitu. He's going to get it done. Is Kitu still on the inside? Is he going to chuck it? Yes, that's it, Kitu. Just keep it done on the inside. There's no room for an undercut here, so Kitu has managed to keep on the 4th position. As the Force India and the Red Bull of Rio still seem to be pretty close in the background. Let's see, is Blank's nowhere near close enough to get a move on Kitu here. Of course, Blank's got more pace. He's got a bit more setup done in the car. Kitu's going very... He's taking an interesting line through there. Hello, Pinder Productions. Welcome to the stream. We're currently watching a pretty close battle between 5th and 6th position. The Ferrari of Blank and the Renault of Kitu. K2's catching up to Fapster. There's only a second between those two now.
All Kitu locking up there. Slightly sliding through the through turn 10 there. It's certainly pretty tricky for quite a few of the drivers, turn 9 and 10, as it drops down. It's a very long straight. Any time lost there is going to allow your rivals to really
Someone must have spun out. It was Alex
there.
Cochrane. He's spun out. We missed that, unfortunately.
Blank there getting the overtake
oh,
on
Kitu span. Kitu
spinning.
span. Unfortunate there from Kitu. That's going to drop him down a couple positions. Where's Rio? Is Rio going to be able to chuck it down the inside? Maybe, maybe not. But Blank's going to get closer now. Rio's going to actually be side by side with Kitu as they come down the straight then.
And Rio side by side, yeah.
He's not going to be able to get the manoeuvre done. But here comes Blank in the Ferrari. He's going to go up the P4. Cochrane's going to push him right up to the wall. Is he going to chuck it down the inside? He's not going to have the speed to. Maybe he is.
Try.
He's going to try. He's going to push out Blank wide.
No,
which is
not enough. Scraping the curb there, that's cost him quite a bit of time. And it's really, Blank is just pushing phenomenally. That's 5 laps from 12th to 4th. And that's an amazing drive from...
We've been missing the front battle though, as K2's slowly pulling in Fapster. There's only a second between them now. It was down to 0.8 of a second at one point. Don't particularly see anybody too close. The next closest 2 people will probably be Rio and Kitu. They're going to be a battle to watch out for some point during this race, but everybody else seems to be a bit stretched out. It's going to be between Fapster, K2, Rio and Kitu at this point. They're actually very close now. Let's get on board with Rio.
Kitu looking like he's just got the better exit there. That can definitely secure him through turn 11 and 12.
But he has run it very deep into the corner. Perhaps they're already experiencing tyre issues. Of course, a lot of high-speed corners around this track. There's still an 0.8 gap between Fapster and K2. K2 sets the new fastest lap for 129.7.
I mean, Kitu, already we've seen him spin, so that's going to be a lot of tyre wear from him.
That's going to be a lot of wear on the rears.
turn 10 creating flat spots from people locking
I'm no
out.
longer focusing on them, I'm focusing on K2 and Fapster. Fapster's going to chuck it down the inside, well, keep it on the inside. He's going to make K2 get along. They make contact into T3. Fapster's just a driver like that. He will make contact if it's necessary, and it's fair play. Let's see what they can do. Coming through the little S section then. As they come down into the hairpin, Jaden Fapster's going to make a bit of a lockup. K2 almost loses the rear end. Let's get back on board with K2. That little bump's really off-put K2. There's now an 8th, 10th gap between them. Hopefully it'll maybe be a little bit more for Fapster as he pulls down the straight. Oh, as Kitty and Rio finally got past Kitty. Kitty spun round once again. Perhaps he's already facing rear tyre issues. He's spun it again. Kitty must be having some really bad tyre issues at this point. And that's him all the way down to 10th. Durace isn't going to be close enough to get him. But K2 and Fapster are really going to be the ones to watch at this point. As K2's got so much more speed in a straight line, but he can keep up in the corners. So there's got to be something done on that Ferrari tune. Maybe it's just the height of the car, I'm not 100% sure. As Souls managed to overtake Cochrane as well. Cochrane ran it out wide.
Fapster.
You can see how much that Ferrari pulls in on the straight. He's almost hitting 340 in a straight line. Going to chuck it to the outside. Try not lock up those rears, K2s. It will go round. They're both fighting to put on the throttle. How far's Blank off Jaden now? He's only about 5 seconds now. You can see how much Blank just pulls in a straight
looking
line.
around the outside again.
It's not going to get a manoeuvre done though.
They are keeping tremendously close between the two, and that's a real rivalry building between them, especially with the contact on I think it was turn 4?
Turn 3, I
turn
believe,
4.
yeah. Turn 3, turn 4, one of the two.
Yeah, and that contact there is definitely going to get K2 a bit heated during the battle,
Yeah.
so we could be seeing a little bit of a mistake from K2 trying to get that time back, or K2 could just keep it smooth, keep it go, because he looks like he's certainly catching over the laps.
He's definitely got more speed in a straight line, and he can hold the same speed through the corners. Now, it's nothing driver related, I'd personally say. That's all down to tuning. As all of these cars run equal, and Fapster and K2 are both very decent drivers, but personally, from my own point of view, which I know I shouldn't give as a commentator, I'd personally say that they are very closely matched. Fapster's coming up to lap somebody. It's going to be Randy in the McLaren. Let's hope he doesn't interfere.
Looks like Randy's moving to the
He's moving to the inside, but I don't think it's going to be enough to for him to get past down this straight. Let's hope.
Looks like I think both the car. Oh, he's pulling right out.
He's pulling right over, which is good to see. But it must have offset K2 as he got a pretty sloppy exit. Nobody else is really close. It's probably Appleseed, K-Man. They're quite close. Cochrane and Rio also, but nowhere near close enough to make manoeuvres. Rio's not close enough to Soul. Blank's really on a charge. They're actually closing in on the leaders. As Jaden's also looking pretty solid. He's managed to gain a bit of time as well.
Looking at the difference between the Toyotas and the Ferraris, you can really see that Toyotas are locking up quite a bit on the corners with an incline or decline, especially turn 10. You'll see the Ferrari is just smooth right the way through, whereas both the Toyotas are locking one of their wheels up there, so suspension differences are really quite major, and that could be detrimental to both the Toyotas, as tyre wear there is going to be really quite high, especially on this circuit which does go clockwise.
It is true, actually. With this track, you've got a lot of downforce-based corners, and of course, with the more downforce that you've got on the car, the more theoretical weight you're putting into the tyre, and that does increase tyre wear. We're coming to the point now in the next couple laps where people on the two-stop strategy, we may see them pit. I haven't discussed strategy with anybody at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see what people do indeed run. Cochrane's brought the gap down to Rio to less than a second. No Fridge is already into the pit. Of course, he was down in 12th position after that incident with Mackin, who has unfortunately retired from whatever position that was at the time.
No Fridge still in the pit. Is this a retirement from him?
I don't believe it is. I reckon he's fueling up to the end. I'm not 100% sure. Or repairing some damage that he occurred. As Kittu and Appleseed have swapped positions. Maybe a lethal dive from Appleseed that's allowed to get through. As Cochrane's actually dropped 10 seconds off Rio. So maybe a bit of a mistake from Rio. K2's ran wide. I saw him get very close, so K2's obviously tried to chuck it around the outside. Fapster being Fapster's given him no room, and that's him out wide. That's a 1.2 second gap then between Fapster and K2 at this point. Jaden's catching up to K2. It's about a half a second a lap, I'd personally say. I unfortunately don't have access to everybody's personal lap times without having a massive widget up, as Fapster gets a very sloppy exit. K2's actually gained half a second from that. They're going to be really close once again. I don't want to take eyes off this battle.
You really don't. It's something really to watch through the race, especially as everyone's really spread out.
Fapster's going into the pit.
Fapster into the pit.
Interesting strategy for Fapster to pit so early, coming on to lap 10 then. K2
Fapster
will inherit the lead. He was on the salt. What tyre was K2 on?
I don't know. I don't think we'll know till next lap, but that's Blank making a small mistake, and this is really the lap that Blank wants to nail everything down. He wants this lap to be perfect to get as much time as possible, as we saw last race.
Appleseed and K2 have maybe had collision. That's definitely a corner that you wouldn't normally spin out at.
Fapster out of the pits at 5th, just behind Sol.
He is going to be just behind Sol, but of course he is the first person to pit. He's got 21 seconds, so we'll see what everybody else does as Alex Cochrane's into the pit. Kitty's down to 11th. Maybe he's having tyre issues. K-Man up to 7th from everybody pitting. Let's see what Fapster can do on fresh tyres. He's got to get past Sol, but we don't know if Sol is... Oh, No Fridge has indeed retired from the collision with Mackin, and they're currently having apologetic talk in the Discord. That is the case.
Overtaking Sol, something I didn't quite see.
I don't think Blank... Did Blank overtake Sol? Don't think he did. I think he was already ahead.
Oh no, sorry, Fapster was behind Sol. Wrong
Fapster's
person,
behind
completely.
Sol currently. Maybe we'll see some people pit in the upcoming laps. So let's go on board with K2. K2 doesn't pit. Is Jaden going to pit? Jaden is going to pit. So the Toyotas are running a 2-stop strategy. They're just going to go full speed into the pit lane.
Doesn't pit.
So it seems that the Ferraris are going to be running a 1-stop and the Toyotas are going to be running a 2-stop. So we'll see where Fapster can get back. Of course, he needs to beat out Jaden. He's definitely going to. As Kitty manages to overtake Eric, so get back his 10th position. So Jaden comes out in 5th. I personally say he's gained time on Fapster, but that may just be me.
I think he has.
I think the gap before was about 6 seconds, and it's now down to about 3 or 4. As Durace overtakes Kitu again, so there's obviously a bit of a battle going on here. Let's have a look while everybody is spaced out. Of course, Fapster and Sol are pretty close, so I'll keep eyes on them. There's about a second between those two at the moment. But there's only half a second between these two. Oh, Kitty's going to chuck it down the inside. Oh, they make contact. That's Kitty round. A very desperate move from Kitty. Let's get back on board with Fapster then, who's right behind Sol. Jaden's not going to be close enough to be able to make a manoeuvre here. He's actually dropped a bit of time off with a mistake coming out the corner as Sol's run out wide, and that's allowed Fapster to inherit the 3rd place podium position. See what they can do. Jaden's not too far behind, so it is looking pretty close.
K2 and both Blank still haven't pitted. They're going to be pitting within the next 2 to 3 laps. Well, 2 to 5 laps.
It'll probably be around there, yeah. Unless they're going to do a long stint up front. Sol comes into the pit lane then. So maybe they're doing a long stint first and then going to bring it into the pit later. But we'll soon see how the strategy actually works. As last time around we had some 2-stops and some 1-stops. And they seem to come out at a pretty similar pace. Of course, we don't know what tyres Blank and K2 are running. We reckon it's the mediums. But they were keeping up with Fapster and
K2
Jaden.
definitely is on mediums. Here comes the other Force India into the pits. That's K-Man running on softs. He's gone quite a long time as Sol comes out of the pits.
That inherits Appleseed into 7th, and Cochrane may be able to get up. Cochrane was the first to pit, I believe. I know he came in quite early from what I recall. So it's going to actually be tight between these two. I reckon Cochrane will have the upper hand coming out the pits, but let's see where K-Man is. It's not going to be close enough, unfortunately. How far behind is Eric? Not going to be close enough either.
Race as well, just missing out on being able to get the overtake on K-Man. Not far enough. But speaking of that, K-Man's just gone round out of turn 1, straight into the gravel and around, almost cutting off Gerace.
Almost, but Gerace is going to be able to get the position. So it'll be as K2 comes into the pit lane. Is Blank's going to pit the lap later, I presume. So that inherits Blank up into pole. But the man we need to be watching is Fapster. It's going to be very close between these two. Let's get a external view then. Let's see what they can do. Let's get on board with K2.
There goes Fapster.
There goes Fapster. Fapster's got... And Jaden's jumped K2 as well. So really the Toyota boys have got to run it to the end with this strategy. Hopefully they're on the medium tyre. We don't actually know. But this could mean that the Toyotas have indeed jumped the Ferraris, which is what they're going to be after. And Fapster's only 12 seconds now off the back of Blank.
These guys are really close from the pit stops, but we could find out that the Toyotas are running softs again. Don't know really.
We don't know, but if they're running mediums and they're fueled up to the end, this could be a winning strategy for the Toyota guys. And with its roughly being, from what I've calculated, about a 23-second pit stop if you get it right, Blank and Rio may be out for a battle, but I'm not sure if Rio's pitted yet. We'll surely soon find out. But it's a shame that nobody's particularly too close on track. I say that. Gerace and K-Man are having a battle down into T1. Gerace has been overtaken here, but can he get the undercut to get the momentum out the corner and chuck it down the inside into turn 3? Blank's still not into the pits then, as Eric's very close to the back of K-Man. He's going to get it done, but brakes way too late and goes straight on.
That was very lucky from K-Man not turning in too early, otherwise that would have been him gone as well.
Jaden sets a new fastest lap. Here comes Jaden. He's released his inner Jaden power and he's actually pulled a lot of time on K2. Maybe the Toyotas are on the softs again. We know how much time they've got to pull. They've got to pull about another 20 seconds if they want to do another stop. So we'll see how it goes. Blank's not going to be anywhere near the pit stop, but it's clear that those guys are running a one-stop. Hopefully Blank's actually not just chucked on hards and fueled up to the end, and that's his strategy.
Oh no, Blank does have mediums.
He does have mediums, okay. That's good to know. So we are, as Appleseed comes into the pit lane then. And so does Randy. Not sure how long Randy's been in there, but he is a lap down. Kitty's a lap down too.
Randy's just entered the pits. He's 2 laps down.
Okay, well, K-Man and Cochrane, K-Man and Appleseed may be close here. Let's have a look. Appleseed, he's coming up on pit exit. Here comes K-Man. Well, K-Man's going to be able to get him, but what about his teammate, Eric Gerace? It'll be interesting to see what happens with this lot. Oh, K-Man spun it round. K-Man spun it round. So that inherits Appleseed and Gerace up into 8th and 9th. As Blank comes in the pits, let's get eyes on Fapster.
Fapster's definitely got it.
Definitely got him. Kitty comes into the pits.
Renault.
It's Kitty in the Renault.
Yeah.
Let's see K2 then. Blank still isn't even out the pit lane. So Blank's got a lot of work he's got to do. He's just coming out now. Where's Rio? Here comes Rio.
Just coming.
Let's see if Rio can be anywhere near. Blank's just come out the pit lane now. It's going to be close between these two.
Enough.
But it's not going to be close enough.
But of course, Blank's still got to wear his tyres as they will be cold.
It's not going to be close enough between these two. But Jaden's the man on the move at the moment, closing in Fapster, the 2 Toyota guys at the front. They're still pulling time on K2. As K-Man actually managed to overtake Gerace. Gerace must have spun out, so there's a big gap. So let's see if K-Man can get past Appleseed. The Force India with this tune definitely seems to have more straight line speed, so he must be running a lot less aero. You can see how much he's psyching him up down the outside. Maybe trying to make Adam go deep, which is what he's done. Down in the T1. see what they can do then, side by
Adam
side.
looking to go defensive,
His teammate
not
Dure
quite
heads into the
enough.
pit lane. Is Adam going to be able to duck back into the slipstream, or is he going to brake late into the first corner? Seems to be the
braking
case.
late.
They've made
It's not gonna
contact.
be round.
Wheels touch. Bit of a dirty move. K-Man almost loses the rear
K-Man.
end again. But we saw how quickly K-Man was able to catch up to those two. As Jaden sets another new fastest lap for 29.5. We saw how quick K-Man was to catch up to the back of the two BMWs. So we'll soon see if he can catch up to Adam once again.
K2 just 3 seconds behind Jaden. Toyota's both running softs again. I definitely know Fapster is, but I'm not sure about Jaden. But I have a funny feeling he is, considering the lap times he's setting.
Well, we'll soon find out. But if they are running stops and they're going to do a 2-stop, they're by no means running at the pace that they need to run. As K-Man does indeed get past Appleseed. As Appleseed, you can see there in the background, has ran off. Jaden is actually getting ever closer to Fapster at this point. There's now only half a second between them. A little bit of a lockup once again from Fapster, as you were talking about earlier. So maybe they're running a little bit higher brake power and they just can't get on the brakes as much as the Ferraris. There's about a 4.5 second gap now from the leader to K2. And if they are running the softs, this isn't where they need to be.
If they do stop again, they'll be out in front of Blank by the looks of it. If they get it right. But I
Not
don't think
100%
they'll be they won't be out in front of K2.
They definitely won't be out in front of K2. It's about a 24-second pit, so if they do have to pit again, they will most likely come out in 5th and 6th. Is Fapster not going into the pits? He's just teasing us. As Jaden goes faster again with 29.4, but K2 doesn't go quicker, 29.7, so they're only really pulling about 3 tenths a lap, which is nowhere near enough. K-Man is absolutely checked out.
Is K2 on softs is the question. He's setting pretty similar lap times and he's keeping up. And it's just making me think, is he with them on the softs or is he just really outperforming them on the mediums?
I'm unable to find that out, unfortunately. But I can tell that you're on medium tyres, if that helps you. As Rio comes into the pits, and that allows Sol to get up to 5th. Where's Alex?
Alex to get by.
Alex isn't going to be near enough, but Sol's up to 5th. A little bit of a moment. But it's a good solid performance from him on his first round to get 5th. Pretty good, to be fair. Jaden's closing right up on Fapster now. Is Fapster going to let him through, or are they going to give each other a hard time? These two are just going to give each other a hard time, which is not what they want to do. They should just let one of them go through, which is what they're probably going to do now, as Fapster gets a bit of a moment. Fapster should just let Jaden through and follow him through, but they're not going to do that. Of course they're not. It's they're going to... Oh, they touch! Oh, for God's sake, Jaden. And that allows K2 to come back. Oh dear, what a turn of events. And that's allowed K2 to gain even more time on Fapster. For God's sake,
really is just sitting back and watching while the Toyotas just end up destroying themselves.
And with that, that's allowed Blank to gain another 1.5 seconds on those two as well, as I believe he was about 17 seconds on the previous lap and now he's only 15. Oh, Fapster gets a little bit loose around turn 3 or 4, one of them.
K2 just a second behind now.
That incident between the two Toyotas, which I'm sure Fapster's not going to be happy about, has really might have even cost them the race, because Jaden's impatient and he just wanted to get by. Fapster wasn't willing to give him the position at that time. He was obviously thinking he's quick enough, he can set the pace, but Jaden was having none of it. Tried to get past as quick as possible, and this is an event that happens. K2 is now bearing down on them, breathing down their necks. And it could have been an absolutely terrible strategy manoeuvre from Toyota.
Just 10 laps left as well. We could be seeing pretty shortly, I think within the next 4 laps or so, the people on softs again heading back into the pits. It's definitely going to be 2 Toyotas. And I also have a funny feeling it will be K2.
I do reckon that K2, Blank's definitely going to be on the softs. Because he's so far down, he's focused on getting as far as he can and setting as quick times as he can. So I reckon Blank and K2 will be on the softs. You can see how much that Ferrari pulls in the Toyota in a straight line. As Jaden is coming up on traffic, not sure who it is. We could have a quick look.
Adam Appleseed.
It does look like Adam Appleseed. It might be Eric. No, it is
Oh,
Adam.
that is Adam.
It is Adam.
We'll see what Adam does here.
We'll see what Adam does. See if he can get out the way
Holding up
cleanly
the
from
Toyota there.
Jaden. So he's going to do
That's
it down the
Jaden
inside.
through.
Katie's getting ever closer to the back of Fapster. Let's see if
Right
Adam's going to hold him up and maybe create a manoeuvre for K2, or a place for K2 to overtake. So they're all looking very close at this point.
Is Adam Appleseed going to move over? No, he's not. He's going to continue through 11 and 12.
That manoeuvre from Jaden has really messed up Fapster, I'll be honest. Adam doesn't necessarily need to get out of the way at this time because he's not exactly holding up Fapster. He will be around this sort of spacing distance. Oh, here comes K2!
Really, really close.
Jaden, that's when Jaden needs to be on the inside. We'll see what Adam can do. Jaden Fapster's relying on Adam to mess up K2, which is what he's done. Here comes Jaden back down the... No! What happened with Fapster and Adam? And Fapster goes into the pit lane.
But then Fapster straight into the pits. Was this planned, or was this?
Yeah, was this planned, or was this definitely something to look into there? Maybe a penalty for Adam. So this isn't his first incident regarding being a backmarker and letting faster drivers through. So we'll see what happens there. It really didn't
look like Adam could really do much. He tried to move out of the way of K2, but as he went round, he tried to move wide round. But Fapster was just there, and he ended up creating contact and pushing Fapster off.
If it was my personal opinion, I believe Adam should have got out of the way down the prior straight, because he knew that that's a tight corner where you can only go single file for it, yet he still decided to be ahead as Rio sets a personal best time for 30.7. I think that's about a second off the fastest lap. As K2's then going to be breathing down onto Jaden on the front of the field. He's now only 2.5 seconds behind. Fapster's about 10 seconds off of Blank, and if Jaden's going to pit again, which may be this lap, we don't know what tyres Jaden's running. If he's running mediums, he'll be set to go till the end.
Jaden's running soft.
If he's running softs, likely it is we'll see him pit in the next couple laps. He's coming in this lap. So all depends on what tyres the Ferraris are running. If they're running mediums, as K2 sets a 29.505.
I can see next lap what K2's running, but Blank will certainly be running those mediums.
I think Jaden missed his pit box again. Here comes Fapster at the last corner. What about Blank? I don't think Jaden's going to be close enough to get near Blank. He's not. But what about Jaden? He's just coming out the pits now, so he's clear of Fapster. All he's got to worry about now is catching. He's only got 3 seconds to Blank, and if he's on the soft tyre, he will have the better tyre. So we'll see what he can do. He's got 3 seconds to gain over the course of 7 laps. Of course, we never know. The Ferraris may pit again, because we don't know what tyres they're on, but likelihood is if they're all setting similar times, they're all going to be on the softs. But Blank may be on mediums. Same with K2. We don't know.
It could have been a push from K2. Now, it might be a stretch from my thinking. K2 could have gone on the softs to try and distract Jaden and Fapster, while Blank just sat back on the medium and hoped the pressure and the racing would slow them down so Blank could just take the places through the pit. That is a real big stretch, but that could be what's happened.
That could be the case, as currently I'm spectating 6th position, which is Rio. He's only 2 seconds now behind Sol, so he's really pulled in the gap. He's got Kitty to deal with at the moment.
Coming out.
Alex is coming out the pits as K-Man sets personal best. Kitty not giving Rio the space that he needs. Maybe that'll be something that we'll have to look into if Kitty continues to block into the next couple corners. Kitty isn't on the same lap. He's a lap down, so he should be letting Rio through at this point. As Kitty spins himself out, that's a bit of karma right there. But he's now down to about 3 seconds off of the back of Sol, so we'll see if Rio can catch
now
up.
Coming up onto some traffic of K-Man.
K-Man is a pretty decent driver. We saw him get out the way of the battle earlier, so we should see him get out the way as he just chucks it straight down the inside. Good bit of sportsmanship there from K-Man.
On to the fact of tyres, when I said I thought K2 was running softs, he's actually running mediums.
That doesn't surprise me at all. That Ferrari is a very quick car on a medium tyre. Something that we're looking into ballasting the leading two cars. Well, the leading team will get extra ballast in short. That's something that we're looking into. But we shall see how that goes out, because drivers aren't too keen on that. Well, the drivers that will affect anyway.
So Jaden has a chance. I mean, not many laps left. That's what?
He needs to pull him in 6 laps.
Plus 1.
6 laps, 2 seconds. He's got to pull him in really half a second a lap. So I will get the live timing up just so we can see everybody's lap times in the bottom corner. It won't be relative to positions, but I'll be able to see what people are setting. So it's going to be a 30.2 from K2. We'll see what Jaden is setting.
K2 into the pits.
K2's into the pits. What a turn of events. That's 25 seconds behind from Fapster.
That's not something I would expect.
That's not something I would expect either. Here comes Fapster then.
Fapster's telling me wrong.
Fapster's not going to be close enough, I don't think. Perhaps he was short on fuel, because it was a very quick pit stop, so I don't think that was a change of tyres. I reckon K2 wasn't... He didn't have enough fuel. He wasn't fueled to the end, as we've got a very slow BMW there. But I reckon...
I'm not quite sure who that is. Adam Appleseed.
What a turn of events! Jaden's only 2.5 seconds now off of Blank. This could be a very good little close finish at the end of the race if Jaden can continue to reel Blank in, as Fapster actually got past. Rio got past Sol.
Onto the first corner, Sol going onto the inside. Rio managing to take the outside, going around to the inside in turn 2.
And that was a battle I was supposed to focus on, but I've completely forgot about. Jaden's only 1.8 seconds, well 1.5 seconds now. What is going on with the Ferrari boys? Could we see another actual legitimate Toyota victory here? So of course we did have some technical issues in Shanghai. Could this be the turning point of the seasons where the Toyotas are indeed fast enough to match the Ferraris in the race pace? 1.3 seconds now. There's got to be some issue with Blank's car. Wow. I'm really shocked. So let's see if Jaden... This will be a very good battle. 4 laps to go. Blank is not going into the pits.
Seconds.
We could see new fastest lap from Jaden, 129.2. That's almost... Well, that's over almost a second quicker than Blank. Blank's obviously going to get very defensive in these remaining sectors. Laps, I should really say, of the track. I don't think Fapster's going to be close enough to be able to catch up to K2, but Jaden's going to be the one we're going to watch, I reckon, for the remainder of the race. He's got 4 laps to bring in 1 second, basically, at this point. You can see his car's turning in more.
2 tenths up already on his last lap.
Here comes the power of Jaden then.
Jaden really pushing his car to the limit, and if his car can stay on that limit and he doesn't go over, this could be a nice win for him. Really just nose to tail now, coming out turn 10.
Blank knows his car's faster in a straight line though, doesn't he? So he's not going to go defensive. That's not particularly a corner you can overtake unless you're already side by side.
But Jaden, being able to take the slipstream, can keep his car in the running and just take the faster corners that much faster than the Ferrari.
That is true. I don't think Blank's going to have to worry about defending here. He needs to stay as wide as he can, get as better of a run, as he knows that Toyota's not going to be as quick in a straight line. Jaden's short shifting it, just to make sure really he's got the traction.
Jaden really trying, as you saw, just to get that slipstream.
New fastest lap from Jaden.
He needs that slipstream to keep up with
K2 sets a new fastest lap for one. How close is K2? K2's catching up to these two as well. This could be a proper 3-car battle if there's a bit of argy-bargy between the two. Don't forget Fapster as well. He's not too far behind either.
Jaden is really close now. They're all practically touching from wing to wing.
K2's only 3.7. So, they a bit of a mistake, but that's really messed up Jaden as well. So even closer now, Jaden just needs to get by. K2 is coming. K2's only a corner behind. It's a Ferrari sandwich at the moment. Blanks must just be trying to hold up Jayden for K2. I reckon that could be what's going on.
They are very, very close now. I wouldn't be surprised if it's starting to really push them off the times. K2 really being able to gain now from these two battling. Jayden running it very slightly wide. But they're keeping very close. But this is the sector where the Ferrari really has the advantage.
Jayden knows that he can't overtake in a straight line. He's got to find time somewhere else. K2's only 2.9 seconds behind now. We saw he set the fastest lap last time around. Bit of a lockout from Jayden. That's not what he needs. Blank has a sloppy exit though.
Breaking late. As we head on, 3 laps left.
3 laps to go then. It's looking very close. New fastest lap from K2. A 1:28.923. Very quick lap there. K2's only 2.8 seconds behind the 2 leaders now.
Jayden is so close to getting the overtake, and every time he's close, it leads onto another long straight.
He just needs to go for the inside.
Yeah,
oh, he's gonna do it. Yes, he's. Oh no, Jayden, no! Oh, he almost span it round, but manages to save it. He's lost a bit of time on that. K2 ever closing. He's only really 1.5 seconds now off the back of Jayden. Jayden needs to get past Blank. There's going to be a bit of contact. He spins Blank round. He spins Blank round. What a turn of events. As here comes Fapster as well. He's not going to be happy with that now. Here comes K2. Could this still be a Ferrari victory?
K2 has been setting much faster lap times, but that may have been because of the battling. But K2 does have the faster speed as the Ferraris do on the long straights, and as most of this circuit is just made up of long straights, they certainly have the advantage.
Oh, K2's spun it! He's at the inside curb. Where's that going to bring out Blank? Blank's still going to be able to get through. He's going to go round the outside, but where's Fapster? Not going to be close enough to utilise that. But I reckon this could be a race in the bag if Jayden can keep going.
Well, this will be a temporary race in the bag, but we'll have to see what happens in terms of penalties for that hit, as that really could be detrimental to his race. But Blank and K2 really quite close to each other, but I don't think they'll be doing anything. They'll just be wanting to catch back up to the lead, retake it.
Well, they've only got 2 laps.
And then just leaving behind.
It's going to be
Fapster not too far behind, but K2 really close to Blank now. Less than 0.5 of a second.
We've seen how much slower Blank's car is, but that could have been because Blank was trying to hold up Jayden. That could have been the case, as we don't see K2 necessarily catching up to Blank here.
K2, I'm not entirely sure if he is on mediums. I think he may be on softs from the lap times he's doing, the way he's caught Blank. But I definitely know Blank has been on mediums, as he has been quite a bit slower than his teammate and Jayden throughout the race, really.
Hopefully these two don't do what the Toyota teammates did, which messed them up a little bit earlier on around the mid-race time, and take each other out a little bit. But if they do, that would be brilliant for Fapster to get a couple more points in for Toyota for the team. K2 can't hold the same speed around the corners in that dirty air. Coming down into the last corner, these cars are going to be equal in a straight line. K2's going to have the slipstream though. Is he going to risk it?
No, he isn't.
He might do down into the first corner. K2's going to get impatient. Here we go then, the final lap. If Jayden doesn't crash, it's going to be it. Blank's all the way up against the wall. Here comes K2 then for the outside. Is he going to be able to get it done? Last lap. Oh, he's going to carry it around the outside. He's gone around the outside of Blank into the first corner. What a manoeuvre there from K2. Blank's not going to be happy with that. Neither's probably going to be Fapster. He's seen the two change and there's been no collision, which is what Fapster was probably wanting.
And that's really what the Ferraris want. They don't want any hassle now. But Jayden really trying to escape them as much as possible in case of a penalty. Because tapping Blank, although he may be passing, he needs to get as far away ahead to avoid dropping a place due to a penalty. Because at the moment, if it's a 5-second one, he's clear. If it's 10 seconds, he's going to be dropping down into third.
That's true, yeah. We'll have to see what the management decide on that. But likelihood is it's either going to be a warning or a 5-second at this rate. Final lap then. It was all looking very close a couple laps ago until we had the odd mistake from Jaden, K2 and Fapster, who's dropped down to about 13 seconds now. He must be trying to just bring the car home at this stage. As Jaden's going to come around the final corner then to win
28 laps of this race at Bahrain, and he has it the Toyotas.
He's going to win by 6
seconds ahead.
6 seconds.
E2 and Blank rounding off the podium. Fapster not too far behind them either.
Not too far behind.
Toyota, Ferrari, Toyota. Another good podium from both the Ferraris together. And we're going to have to see what happens with the Toyotas. They've certainly done a good effort, but will it be enough?
As we see Rio about to come across the start line then. He's going to put in a solid performance.
On lap 9.
It's going to be Sol, I believe. Sol's going to be in 6th position. That's a very solid performance from him. That's going to be his pole. Well, first race is going to be in the points. Adam's going to come across.
Car, of course.
Adam's already finished, so it's Eric Geraci's following to the finish line. It's going to be Sol in 6th position. Very solid performance from him. And Alex was somewhere else. We do need to get a screenshot of the results.
I've got them.
Okay, lovely. It's going to be fastest lap then from K2, setting the closing stages of the race. Jaden and what's-his-face are going to be interested. Jaden and Blank are going to obviously have a bit of controversy over what's going on there.
Oh, and of course Mackin and No Fridge early in the race. I'm not sure what happened when they were talking to each other, if it got heated or not. But there was certainly words exchanged.
That's true. Right, Jaden's in the chat. So let's bring Jaden in then to talk about how he did on this race. Very solid performance there from you, Jaden. What happened in your eyes?
Okay, so I think what I've learned from the previous races is that don't push it because the car's just slow at the start. Because I think that's what happened. I think that's what why I made mistakes on the last couple of races, because I tried to push the car, trying to get the pace from the trying to get the pace, and then I would make a spin or something like that. But then this time it's like, okay, just run smoothly. Yep. And then we'll see what happens. I actually came out ahead, I think ahead of K2 after the pit stop, and then from there the car was fast. I think maybe because of fuel, and then I was able to catch up to Fapster. Fapster, for some reason, squeezed me on the inside, even though we were teammates. So
I believe what Fapster was trying to do was to make you stay behind and just run with each other and put in. That's what we were sort of talking about when the incident happened. Is we just think Fapster was just trying to keep you behind so you two would run together, not fight each other, and just get.
Yes, that's what I was trying to do too. But I was trying to get. But I saw the opportunity to get ahead, and then Fapster, for whatever reason, squeezed me inside the speed rather than trying to let me pass. And then he sort of went to the side of me, and it was like, okay, that's a bit things happen. That's that, I guess. But that didn't pan out as well, I guess.
What we've sort of figured out, Jaden, is a lot of these overtaking opportunities that you see don't turn out to be overtaking opportunities. So maybe we should tone that down a little bit. So we're going to have a look at it in management regarding the collision between you and Blank when you rear-ended him spanning round. But personally, he was definitely holding you up, and it may actually turn to the fact where Blank was deliberately holding you up to back you into K2. I thought he had a slow car, but it was more the fact that he was speeding up and he was almost the same pace as K2 at the end of the race.
But I think did he do a stop on? Did he do two stops?
He did one stop.
Literally one stop.
Yeah, it was one
that's what
stop.
K2 did two stops though.
Yeah, to try to get the pace, and then Blank obviously just tried to hold me up, and then it's like I got very close to hitting him one time, and then there was a sort of inevitable that I'd just be a little bit teeny. If he slowed up a little bit too much, and that happened, he was slow like quite a bit on the apex. I didn't really have anything to do
exactly,
really.
yeah. I do
And
agree with you on that.
Like if you try to hold up somebody, you have the risk of being hit. It's like it's like a what is it? Like a trade-off,
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had fun this race, Jaden. It sounds like you did. Good to see a Toyota on the podium position, P1. So very glad to see you there, Jaden. Good solid race. It was very fun to commentate. Good battles throughout the grid. I'm glad you had fun.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the interview. Back to general for you. Let's bring Soul in then. Soul with his debut race for CRS 2009. Of course, we've got a bit of an echo. It's like talking on a 2012 Xbox 360 Forza Motorsport lobby. But Soul, how did the race go for you?
Oh, yeah, for a first go, I don't think it went all that bad. A few little miscalculations as far as pit strategy goes, so I think about 5 laps left I had to pit another time to fill up, and at that point decided to change to softs at the end of that just to try and keep my ground and hold 6, which I managed to, thankfully. But overall, I think it was a decent race. It was a bit of an interesting start, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to have a quick look at what happened at the start, as, to be honest, I completely missed it on the stream. I was focused more on the front end of the grid, and all I saw was a McLaren spinning around. So,
to be honest with you, I think part of that congestion may have actually been my fault, to be honest with you, because for some reason, even though I'd pushed my pedal in after the lights had started, it didn't select first, so I didn't go anywhere at first. So I had to jump in the gear, punch, make sure I stayed straight so anyone that swerved around me wouldn't get collected by my ass.
Yeah.
And someone ran around me, someone came around from my right, I think it was a Williams, spinning. I tried to avoid them. I nicked them, I bounced right, and then I don't know who it was that I collected, but I collected someone else as well.
Yeah.
Wasn't any major damage, we all got back on course and kept going, but I think for the first quarter of that race, or first third actually, I should say, my front wing was damaged, so I was struggling with a fair bit of understeer.
Either way though, look, you had some... Oh, go on, Joseph.
No, sorry, you go.
Sorry.
Nah, you go, mate, I'm not bothered.
Okay, I've got well, it's sort of how are you looking forward to a race next time at Catalunya?
That, I'm actually not sure yet. I am excited, I'll tell you that much. I'm definitely excited. Been a long time since I've driven that track, so there's going to be a fair bit of practicing going on and a lot more studying as far as pit strategies go, so hopefully next time I won't have the same little error.
Regarding pit strategies, it seems that, well, the thing is, Jaden, who won the race, he ran a 2-stop. K2 ran a 2-stop as well, which was rather unexpected. We expected him to run a single. And then Blank, he ran a 1-stop. And it was all pretty close at the front end. If Blank hadn't made a mistake, it would have probably been nose to tail. So, a 1 and 2 stop, it really depends on the track. But either strategy seems to work.
Yeah, well, as far as my strategy errors, if I had actually got a bit more correct and somewhere that actually would have fit with the track correctly, when I had to lose the position to Ryosuke, that was purely for the fact that I was on mediums that were dead. Like, they were absolutely scorched. I had nothing left in them. It was all I had to pedal it.
You were on him quite a while, weren't you? Like lap 15, 16, I think you pitted, I believe.
I think 16, anyway, between 16 and 18, I think.
Yeah.
And then I did... what tyres was on? Honestly, I can't remember what tyres I was on for that first pit stop, but ran those out, and then at the end of it, I looked at my fuel gauge. I was like, "You're joking." If I had have had enough fuel, I wouldn't have needed to pit again. I could have kept going.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it was definitely a learning experience. It's the first actual Formula One league I've competed in Assetto Corsa, and these are the first Formula One cars I've driven in this game. So
you've done very well. It was
definitely
you've done very well.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And now I've got another league race coming on Monday in the GT3 Cup cars.
Oh, was that the 400R one? I can't remember.
No, it's with a group called Race on Oz.
Oh, the Australian one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the first round is at Eastern Creek or Sydney Motorsport
Park.
Oh,
Eastern Creek, that's a good track. That was on Soccer Race Driver 3, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's a 30 lap race with a mandatory pit.
That'll be something alright then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, the first 2 laps are always fun because the only tyres that the GT3 Cup car has apparently are hard slicks.
Oh, lovely.
So the first 2 laps are nice and skatey, to say the least.
Yeah. Right, well, thanks very much for the interview, Sol. I'm glad you had a good time.
No
It
worries,
sounds
thank
like
you
you
very
did. So,
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, good laugh. So next up, we're going to bring in Blank, who had a little bit of an unfortunate race. So, Blank, what actually happened?
Curb.
So is that your answer? Curb.
Literally just randomly, I don't know, the wheel touched the curb and just randomly snapped under me.
It's the curbs are definitely to avoid with these cars.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the contact? Really, is the big thing.
With Jadon.
Fucking Jadon.
We did notice on the stream that there was some, not necessarily blocking, but deliberate holding up. We're considering looking into it, but really, I would have probably done the same thing. So.
The fact that my low aero setup helped me on the straights, I literally pulled away from Jadon at one point in the main straight, while he was in the slipstream.
Yeah. We did notice that. We knew you were running low aero, but obviously not.
Both of us.
Not how much exactly.
Most of us run lower aero than everyone else. Like when I had to fight back till position 4, I literally went around everyone.
I mean, we saw you at the start. I know you were out on the curb at the start. To be honest, the start was a bit of a blur. You seem to have got a pretty good go off the line. But what happened in the first corner? Did you just get pushed out wide, or?
I think I missed the braking a bit, but that didn't do much because nobody did actually go next to me.
It's a very difficult first corner where it's almost a hairpin if you think about it, into the first corner, and it's one of those tracks where everyone's got to be alert. And unfortunately, well, supposedly fortunately, only about half the field made it to the first corner because the other half had crashed at the start line. So, but at least the race was mainly incident-free for you, except obviously the occurrence with Jadon, but and
first,
the curb.
Then last, then first again, and Jadon fucking me up.
Oh dear. So,
is there any good battles that we didn't see during the race?
The one where Markin, one of the Zaubers, and we were battling out. I was like half a second behind them, and I caught them up in the first corner. I think it was before my pit stop somewhere.
So did you do 2 stints on the medium tyre?
Yeah.
So I believe your teammate K2. I don't know if this was planned between you and the team, but K2 ran. It must have been mediums for the first stint, and he did 2 stints on softs.
First in mediums, he pitted before me on left 13. Then I don't really know why he pitted again.
Yeah.
Actually, but it would have worked out if Jadon didn't hit me because, like, team tactics holding him up till he gets hit.
Yeah.
That's him.
Well, thank you very much for the interview, Blank. And
thank you, guys.
I wish you a bit of better luck next week, where we'll have some Kunos curbs, so they won't be retarded. Thank you very much, Blank.
Thanks.
Speak to you in a bit. Cheers. Bye.
See you guys.
Right, so who should we bring in next? Maybe K2?
Yeah. Didn't you have a list? Yeah, K2.
Okay.
Hello there, K2. How are you?
Yeah, I think that was a good race from us, honestly. Like, apart from the mistake I did it in the second last lap, where I went over the curb and had a big drift.
Good job for hanging on to that, though. It looked like you were pretty sideways.
Yeah, I tried to save it just full opposite lock and try to hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that race came down to strategy, tire strategy essentially, because the Toyotas were running 3 softs, and me and Blank were both going to do like 2 mediums and 1 soft.
Oh, right.
Yeah, on the first stint we were lapping the same time as Fabster, but Janin was a slight bit faster than us, both of us. On the second stint, I don't know what happened, but Jaden started hitting like qualifying laps or something because he like gained a lot on me.
He was on the soft tyres and he was running quite low fuel from what I was aware. I know you ended up getting fastest lap at the end, but Jaden, honestly, he was putting fastest lap after fastest lap. Almost every lap he was quicker. And it's obviously only when you got onto the low fuel at the end of the race that you managed to catch up on his times.
Yeah. I think we can still compete like against Jaden.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just work out the tire strategy and not fuck it up on the pits.
That's the thing. I mean, Fapster and Jaden ran, and you as well. You all ran 2 stops, but Blank ran a 1 stop, and he made his mistake, which probably did drop him down about 6 seconds. He was what, about 6-8 seconds off the lead at the time of finishing the race. So really, if you think about it, there's not too much difference between a 1 and a 2 stop. So yeah, it's going to be one of those things.
Yeah, both are doable. Depends on the track a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, we've got Catalonia coming up next week, so how do you feel about
that? At least about tires. I think that's going to be heavier on tire wear than Bahrain was. Yeah. So we need to figure out something. Maybe it's going to be, again, another 2-stopper. Yep. But I'm not sure yet. We'll need to do simulations and see how it works out. But I'm feeling pretty confident about Catalonia. It's a nice track, I like it.
It's definitely a track where there are a lot of overtaking opportunities.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Or, well, really almost every corner's an overtaking opportunity, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes there. So I wish you good luck for that race.
Yep. And best of luck.
Thanks.
No problem.
Yep.
So, should we end off the interviews there then, as we have been dragging it out a little bit?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everyone.
Yeah, that's everybody who, oh god, I've just seen the screenshot of that you posted in general.
That was Mackin. And
I'll get that up on the stream.
No fridge.
Oh dear. We'll show you a quick screenshot of Mackin and No Fridge having a bit of a moment.
I think it was lap 2, turn 4, where Mackin just seems to have lost his and No Fridge just was the unlucky car.
Currently unable to find it on my computer. It's saved in that folder, that's why. Here is Mackin and K2 having, not K2, sorry, Mackin and
No Fridge.
No Fridge having fun in the first corner, third corner. So yeah. Well, thank you all very much for watching this, and me and Joseph should be back here next week streaming and commentating Catalonia, which will be round 5. If you would like to get involved in our events, please be sure to check the description. All necessary links can be found there. So that's it from this week. Thank you very much to Joseph for commentating with me.
No worries. I guess I'll see everyone next.
We'll see everybody next week then. So thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.
Opportunity that Senna's looking for, and he's going through. Ouch! Oh my goodness, this is fantastic.
Fernando is faster than you.
Penalty, it's James.
I never raced with less power in my life.
Hill goes by. Oh, out goes Schumacher.
GP2, engine. GP2.
Oh, this is sensational.